Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Lily, in case you didn't know. I'm doing short Q's and A's, so if you have a question, put it down below for me in the comments section, and I might just get to it. So I've mentioned several times before, and if you are familiar with me, you will know that I embrace a sober lifestyle. No drugs, no alcohol, except for the week after Donald Trump was elected, and I got high as for like 4 days. I just smoked weed and drank kale juice. Oh god, I'm going back to a really bad place. Anyway, I get asked often, isn't alcohol healthy? I've seen all these studies about red wine. In general, I like to be sober. I don't like to put that stuff into my body. This is why. Alcohol, for starters, it's not a health promoting ingredient. The one thing that it has going for it is that it dilates your arteries when you drink it, so it makes your arteries open up wider, which can help people who eat terrible diets and who are on the verge of death from heart disease. I'm not one of those people, and I don't need my blood vessels dilated, so that doesn't apply to me. There are some compounds, like in the skin of red grapes that ends up in the wine that's great for you, but you can get that from eating grapes or grape juice. So don't act like you have to have alcohol. Personally, I have had issues with adrenal fatigue, and I have read some literature from different naturopathic doctors that have indicated that people who are prone to getting adrenal fatigue are also the same people who tend to have genetically slow liver detoxification pathways. And I have to say that that makes a lot of sense for me because I have never been able to drink alcohol or do any other type of drug without having a major hangover the next day. It just affects the way I feel. I feel sluggish and disgusting and incapable of detoxing. And it takes days for me to feel back to normal. So I definitely don't enjoy feeling that way, and I definitely don't want to stress my liver any more than it already is, just trying to deal with life and pollutants and weird stuff in the water that I drink that no filter can get rid of, and all the other stuff that I don't like to think about too much, or I feel like I need to do drugs. The other thing is that alcohol and many other drugs have a huge effect on hormonal health and hormonal balance. They cause huge swings in stress hormones and sex hormones and hormones that regulate your blood sugar, and I just can't do it. I had hypoglycemia, I got the polycystic ovarian syndrome diagnosis, I got the endometriosis diagnosis from somebody else. I don't even know what's true anymore. What I do know is true is that my body feels better and I stay in a state of balance easier when alcohol isn't involved. There's also the consideration that alcohol is cytotoxic. It is toxic to any cell that it comes in contact with. Now, I don't want mouth cancer or esophageal cancer or stomach cancer or intestinal cancer. I'm just not interested, so I will lower my risk by not consuming alcohol. Alcohol is also a disinfectant. It's a great way of sterilizing something. Now, I don't want my mouth sterile. I don't want any of my digestive tract to be sterilized. I want a nice, healthy, robust, diverse, thriving microbiome, and alcohol doesn't fit into that. There's also the fact, which you guys are probably picking up on from the theme of my last several videos, that I am vain. I care about my looks. I care about the health of my skin. God knows I spent enough of my life with terrible skin that was breaking out like crazy. So I want to preserve my skin as best I can for as long as I can, the older I get. And to do that, I need good elastin and collagen levels. To preserve those, I need healthy levels of antioxidants and good blood flow to my skin. And alcohol leaches antioxidants out of your body and your liver at a ridiculous rate. It also makes you more prone to dehydration, and it messes with the blood flow to your skin. That's where the term booze hag comes from, and I don't want to be one of those. I've met some. It's not pleasant. And perhaps the most important, alcohol has always been a big assistant in me making terrible choices that I knew were terrible choices on some level, but I, just kind of wanted to try anyway. I used to use alcohol as a way of being myself. I always felt like I couldn't be me around other people, that I was unacceptable or unlovable. And so when I would get really drunk and, be me or let another side of myself come out, then that was like my excuse for, oh no, I'm not really that person. I was drunk. I would also use alcohol as an excuse for being promiscuous and for trying to get attention from men that, I look back on it and I'm just like, why did you ever think that that man was going to be able to give you anything that would be beneficial? He was clearly incapable of real connection or like emoting on a level that was somewhere above man-child. I knew better. And yet I was so desperate for love, for someone to accept me, for someone to just like hold me for 10 minutes and not be mean, that I was willing to take the risk. And alcohol was definitely a big part of that whole lifestyle and those choices that I made. I also used it as a big escape. I didn't want to think about my life. I didn't want to think about my emotions or feel the hard feelings. And as long as I was getting drunk or recovering from being drunk, I didn't have to think about those. And finally, when everybody else is drinking and getting drunk, and when all of my other friends are participating in this behavior, it felt natural to do the same. I didn't have to ask questions like, why don't I like being around these people when I'm sober? Why am I not interested in what they're saying unless I'm drunk? It's interesting questions to ask. Do we actually like the people that we hang out with? Or is it the vodka? My wonderful partner has also had his own experiences with drugs and alcohol use and abuse, and I won't tell his story for him. He has actually told it before a few times. I'll try to find those videos and link them. But it's been really important to him to be sober. And as his partner, I feel like it's an important part of our life and an important part of me being supportive of him, to support him in his sobriety and to engage with him in his sobriety and to set as best an example I can for him and his children. They don't need to see adults who are just drinking beer all weekend and who are constantly inebriated, and who can't cope with their problems or be present with their feelings without a substance involved. So that's that on alcohol. Definitely check out the other video if you want some more facts and figures. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, make better choices for yourself. Take really, really good care. I will see you all very soon. Bye!